week, our movie guy got to sit down with the stars of two new movies. They were very impressed, as all of us are, with his movie collection at his home.
It's like a trip to the distant past. Here to give his review of those two movies, two movies you can see in theaters, yes, in real theaters. It's something I haven't said in a while.
I know, you don't even know what to say.
Is it worth the trip to the movie theaters? It used to just be the living room. There he is, Paul McGuire Grimes from Paul's Trip to the Movies. All right, Paul, why don't we start with Chemical Hearts. First of all, where can we watch Chemical Hearts?
So this is now streaming on Amazon Prime. It stars Austin Abrams as this high school senior named Henry who falls in love with the transfer student played by Lily Reinhart, but she has a really hard time opening up after the tragedy of a past relationship.
Oh gosh, I love high school.
You've been excited about this since last week.
I know, I'm ready for this. Okay, so what do we think about it?
So, I mean, this is a YA page-to-screen adaptation through and through. So if you've seen any of those types of movies, you kind of know all the beats that this is going to go on. I mean, it follows that formula to a T. But, I mean, Austin Abrams and Lily Reinhart have really great chemistry, and they are really likable. So if you can just give into that, I think you will enjoy it. It's all about, you know, that teenage limbo, that teenage angst. So there's a lot of that. I mean, if it's a little too schmaltzy for you, I completely understand. I actually really enjoyed that there's a queer storyline as to the high school students as well, that they fall in love. So I think it's really great to see that representation as well. But it doesn't stretch too far outside our comfort zone.
Sometimes though, like we'll look back on a movie that we grew up with, like from the young adult genre, and feel really like that's a story, that's
like
a movie right
Club.
there. Do you find yourself?
I love the Breakfast Club.
Well, look. Newsflash, none of us are getting any younger. So as you watch these movies, Paul, do you still feel that connection, or do you feel like it misses something that these nostalgic movies had?
I think it depends on where you connect in the story to it. Like this one, I connected to the queer storyline, obviously, but it depends on what those characters are going through. Like, I didn't have a lot of tragedy per se in high school, so like that storyline, The Breakfast Club, I was right there when I was in high school. That was like my movie of high school. It really depends if it's the music. There's a lot of good music into it. I think it just depends on if you connect with that storyline or that couple.
Yeah, she's haunted by her past relationship at 15.
I mean, well, how young did she start?
You learn about it, and there's a twist, of course, so don't be surprised when the twist comes into play.
I like it. Okay, so that's on Amazon Prime, Chemical Hearts.
Yep.
Listen, I'm here for it. I'm going to get some ice cream, and I'm just going to watch it.
Let me know what you think.
I'm pumped about it. Maybe some chips. Who knows what'll happen? Words on
Get that Ben and Jerry's out? Oh, completely.
You got it. Words on Bathroom Walls is in theaters. Now, this is another high school story. This one, I think, maybe a more intense tone, right?
It is. I actually enjoyed this one a lot more. So it's about this kid named Adam who battles schizophrenia and mental health issues, and he is transferred to a private school, and there his math tutor and his priest are really the voices that he needs to kind of accept himself and really understand who he is.
Oh, wow. Well, this sounds good. So it's based on a novel, and do you feel like this extends beyond just kind of the teen typical stuff?
I think so, because I think it really personifies and brings to light the issues that a lot of high school students face regarding mental health, or some that battle schizophrenia, and then how do you accept that? And how do we learn more? And I think the more that we talk about those issues, especially with teens, if we have teenage kids, clearly I don't, but then we can have those conversations, be open to what's going on, and I think this movie can really help that. And then he has voices in his head, and those are personified on screen by various actors, so it kind of helps understand those issues better too. And there's a little bit of a love story too, and the acting in it is really great. The leads are great, and the supporting cast, Andy Garcia is the priest, Walton Goggins, you'll recognize a lot of people in it, and it's really well done.
How many ticket stubs, Paul?
So 4 out of 5 for that.
Wow.
You know, it is. I was really surprised by it. Yeah.
All right, Polly, we got about 45 seconds. Tell us, what on earth is it like going into a movie theater nowadays?
Look at him.
You guys, it was the first time in a movie theater since March 10th. I went and saw the new Christopher Nolan movie, Tenet. We're going to talk about it next week, and it felt so good to be back in a theater. Now, I will say it was just
Did you break into the theater? It appears as though you're totally alone there.
Well, no, it was actually before the theater opened for the day, so it was me and a couple of other local critics that you would know, and it was just being back in that space, just the way that Christopher Nolan gives you a movie, like it just felt great to be there, be alive again in a theater. It makes my heart just grow 3 sizes.
Oh, I can feel it. I cannot wait to hear your review of this movie. I can't wait to see it. Don't tell me, Paul. Don't tell me yet. All right, that's coming up next week. Paulie, we love having you on the show, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Paul.
You can visit Paul's website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for updates on movies and streaming services. You can also listen to him on the Colleen and Bradley Show on My Talk 107.1 every Friday, or you can watch him on his YouTube channel, also called Paul's Trip to the Movies.